Another day, another Russian refinery is on fire. On the night of February 11th, Ukrainian strike drones hit an oil refinery in Saratov. The Russian telegram channel Astra reported on the fire on the plant and published a video from eyewitnesses among local residents. Later, Roman Busargin, governor of the Saratov region, confirmed the UAV attack. He stated that the attack had caused damage to an industrial enterprise, but did not specify which plant was hit. In Saratov, after the threat of a drone attack was announced, a series of explosions occurred. Locals on social media claimed that windows in several residential buildings were shaking and car alarms were going off. In some videos from locals, the sounds of a flying drone's engine and small arms fire were heard. The Russians also tried illuminating the detected attack UAVs in the sky with searchlights. In addition, residents of Engels, located near Saratov, wrote online about loud explosions near the Engels II military airfield of Russian strategic aviation, from where two 95 MS and two 160 bombers take off for missile strikes against Ukraine. The Saratov refinery is known as the Kaking plant, located in the Zavodsky district of the city. The refinery is part of the Russian oil company Rosneft. The design capacity of the refinery is 7.0 million tons of oil per year. The previous strike by Ukrainian drones on this Russian enterprise took place on the night of January 14th. Then, as a result of a joint operation by the Security Service of Ukraine and the Unmanned Systems Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the infrastructure of the Russian Engels II airfield was damaged. As a result, the oil depot of the Rosreserve's Kristall plant in Engels, Saratov region, was hit for the second time. After the drone strike, tanks with rare aviation fuel caught fire. It was a several-day complex operation to reduce the capabilities of Russian strategic bombers involved in cruise missile strikes against Ukraine. A road of death in the Pokrovsk direction for Russian forces. A 1.5-kilometer stretch from Pustinka to Hrihorivka near Seladovo. The result? 35 destroyed vehicles and 1 destroyed armored vehicles, inflicted by Ukrainian drones. Russian supply roads are under constant drone danger. In January 2025, Russian forces suffered significant losses in the Pokrovsk sector of Donetsk Oblast. According to Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky, approximately 7,000 Russian soldiers were killed, with total casualties, including wounded and missing personnel, reaching around 15,000. To put this into perspective, these losses in a single month near Pokrovsk surpass Russia's total fatalities during the entire Second Chechen War, where approximately 6,000 Russian soldiers were killed. The high casualty rate is attributed to intense combat operations in the area, with Russian forces conducting numerous assault operations south and southwest of Pokrovsk. Despite their efforts, Ukrainian defenses have remained resilient, inflicting substantial losses on the advancing Russian troops. These figures highlight the escalating intensity of the conflict in eastern Ukraine and underscore the significant challenges faced by Russian forces in their offensive operations near Pokrovsk. These staggering losses in Pokrovsk severely undermine Russia's offensive capabilities in the region. With thousands of troops lost in just a month, unit cohesion is deteriorating and morale is plummeting. The depletion of manpower and equipment hampers further Russian advances. The 66th Mechanized Brigade wipes out a group of Russian forces, an AGS-40 grenade launcher, a Klen radar, and a Starlink system on the Lyman front. The 66th Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces is a battle-hardened unit playing a crucial role in defending against Russian aggression. Formed in response to the full-scale invasion, the brigade has been actively engaged in some of the most intense battles, particularly in eastern Ukraine. Equipped with modernized armored vehicles, artillery, and drone capabilities, it excels in both defensive and counteroffensive operations. In Pokrovsk and other key sectors, the brigade has been instrumental in repelling Russian assaults, inflicting heavy casualties on enemy forces. And this is funny. Due to the lack of motor transport and fuel and lubricants in the military unit, I request your petition to the higher command to provide me with a war horse in the amount of 1 unit of the Apsheron or steppe racehorse breed and harness for it in accordance with the order of the Red Army of January 17, 1918, which is still in effect, to perform official combat tasks on the line of combat. From a closed Russian channel. Trump claims he spoke with Putin and sees progress in ending Russia's war on Ukraine. He hinted at a possible meeting at the right time and said the U.S. is in dialogue with both sides. Meanwhile, Russia says it hasn't received acceptable negotiation proposals. And Kit Kellogg's daughter is Megan Mobbs, president of the R.T. Weatherman Foundation that has been present in Ukraine since the start of the war, reports Washington Post. Its efforts include establishing and running a logistics hub on the Romania-Ukraine border and delivering more than 10,000 pallets of medicines, medical supplies, and other aid to over 70 aid organizations and hospitals in Ukraine. Russian propagandist Mardan sings high praise to Ukrainian intelligence agencies. The war has been going on for 3 years. And actually, the Ukrainian intelligence agencies have demonstrated during 3 years a high level of professionalism, cruelty, and persistence. In general, enemies should be treated with respect. All the more so, I note that some of their areas of activities are causing considerable damage to our country.
And here I can't help but notice, I've wanted to say this for a long time, when I come across, still derogatory comments about Budanov on Telegram and on television, like Budanov is a sweet pastry, pull yourselves together. It's been 3 years of war, and actually Ukrainian intelligence services demonstrate a high level of professionalism, cruelty, and perseverance towards enemies over the past 3 years. Towards enemies, one should act with respect, especially noting that some aspects of their activities cause our country significant harm. Damage to such an extent that the Supreme directly instructs key law enforcement agencies to finally address this properly.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.